Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today and hanging out with me on this beautiful Saturday. I don't know, you might be in the future. Hey Warhammer Kid, let's go. How you doing? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by. No audio? Are you sure? Wait, what? Do you have audio on Twitch? Can you hear me now? That's weird. I got audio on my side. Are you muted? It's also like 30 seconds behind. Hey, Raider297, what's going on? It might just be you, because I just checked my side, and it was good. I don't know if you heard it for a second. It might have came through. I can hear you. Awesome, so we're good on Twitch. Temporary. Thank you, Fuchs. Fuchs Begra. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out. Trey, computer was connected to my headphones. It be like that. No worries. It be like that. You know, I got Raiders got audio. Awesome. So thank you all so much. I'm all over the place, so please feel free to find me other places. Hanging out today, we're gonna be talking about TTRPGs. I got this really cool one today called Run from the Dark. It's a horror, a folk horror RPG. We're gonna like take a look at it and make a character and stuff. Um, and because they're doing a Kickstarter right now, and it looks really cool, and I thought you guys would like it. Because I took a look at it and was like, yeah, this is cool. So it's where are we? Yeah, it's called Run from the Dark. And let me I'll throw it in Twitch chat. Hey Adrian, what's going on? How are you doing today? Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh man. Paste. There we go. Only I can do the links. I got audio. Thanks. Yeah, it is a nice hat. And I got this cool shirt on also. Live, laugh, sneak attack. I don't know. I got these. I worked with TTRPG swag. I can pull it up. To do some shirts and to some things. I really like the hat of concentration. It's one of my favorites. But you can get the Live, laugh, sneak attack and the Live, laugh, rage. In shirts. I have dark vision. I cast fireball. Have you played D&D today? Roll for initiative. In like shirts and hoodies and stuff. It's pretty sweet. So the question is, please let me know if the music is too loud, my voice is too soft, or whatever. Please let me know. Fuchs Berger, I just ended my first session in Barovia. Hey, good luck with that one. That's a super fun one. How do you encourage RP? My party does too many crimes, so RP is hard to add. Questions. Just ask questions. I would have NPCs ask questions. Just be like what the guard spots you and says, "What do you think you're doing?" You know, or like the NPC can be like, "So what's your plan? Do you think that's actually gonna work?" Um, you know that spell, like the concerns you have an NPC voice to them. There's also what you can do we have like a bond like that, or just It can be a lot also. But it's the little things. What does your spell look like? What oh, you want a good one? Have them go they need to go to a fancy party and get new clothes. So that like let them spend an hour at the tailor describing to you their clothes and like try stuff on and like make remarks to each other about their new clothes. Um and stuff like that. Like just put them in situations where they have to RP. Maybe they meet the bad guy in a place where they can't fight. Um at a church. I mean, maybe they'll want to, but if there's a bunch of innocents around, maybe not. Put them in places where role play is the choice. Is like the thing like make role play the big shiny button. You know? Like it could even be like, oh, because you did that in character, you get advantage on this check. Like, what do they call it? Cinematic advantage. I've heard it called, where if a player in combat, if a player describes like, oh, I'm gonna, let's say there's a table, I'm gonna run over the table, flip over it, swing on the chandelier, and as I swing around, I'm gonna swipe at all three of them with my three attacks that I have. Dope. Roll the first one with advantage. Um, it just like it can be things like that. Just letting them when they do cool stuff, reward it. And also, you don't have to you don't have to just do advantage or disadvantage. You can just say a +2 or a +1, a +3, a -1, a -3. Like you can just give them any number bonuses to rolls that you want to, just because you can. There's no rule saying that you can't or shouldn't. Like advantage and disadvantage isn't the only plus or minus you could give to a player. I know, I just broke everybody's head. I know. I've thought about the BEG. Yeah, well, see, what you can do is have some BBEG cronies do some things, and then let the players talk about it a little bit, and then the good ideas that they have make true. Because you can just have a general idea of oh, the bad guy is trying to take over this area so that he can find an ancient weapon and take over a larger area. And just okay, so he's gonna have 3 people, and then what you do is you make it a quest, like you would for players. Have the bad guys have quests, and so they have 3 lieutenants that are doing a quest. Oh, one of them's gonna go infiltrate a large city and start sowing discord. Another one is gonna go and just 3 months ahead of everybody go scouting the location for where this thing might be. And then a third one is recruiting new cultists to help for the sacrifices they need to make for whatever, blah 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 blah. And then the players interact with all 3 of them at a small scale. Maybe they interrupt a cult meeting or a cult initiation or something like that. Maybe they discover a trail of carnage in the woods. There's a bunch of different ways that the players can interact with tertiary things that have happened because of the BBEG or the lieutenants, and then whatever they latch onto, then that's where you because all roads lead to Rome. They're going to lead to that BBEG, but because you have different setups, it can all be a different way, and then that way they get their choice. And because the thing though too is with stories, with games, with tabletop games, we all know, we've signed up for this. This is part of the meta or what have you. Is we know we're gonna go up and fight a bad guy. We're probably gonna win, but how we do that is important. That's why we're playing for the how. Because if we just you know, the bad guy, like the good guys win, like that's totally fine. We watch movies because we want to know how it happens. So even though everybody knows we're all pointed towards this one goal, even at the beginning, that's totally okay, especially if you have it so it's not so linear, but it's pathed. Whew. I could talk about this stuff all day. I love it. I hope I'm making sense. Probably not, but that's okay. Doo-doo. Um, yeah. um, so what we're gonna do is no. What? Oh, that's what I gotta do. All right, yeah, give me a second. Sorry. Boom, bop, doom. There we go. There we go. Cool. Awesome. What did you do for Halloween? Not much. I just hung around watching TV, hanging out with my cat and dog. It was pretty fun. Got to chill out. I was like doing some other work yesterday. Or no, I like kind of took off yesterday. The only thing I really did was I've been answering all of the. I don't know if you saw, but that video went crazy. I mean, like I knew it would. It's gone crazy for me already before. I put the video out there because I knew it was gonna go crazy. But I've kind of just been like answering everybody that's like, oh, I want to play D&D with like, hey, go check out this video where I explain how to get started playing D&D. That's kind of what I've been doing yesterday and today, because it's been a lot of people like via between Instagram and TikTok. It's been a lot of people. Yeah, good times. Okay, now I got I get this one. There we go. Oh my god, this is like this. We already heard this. I don't want an 8-bit version of this. There we go. What did you do for Halloween? Okay, so this is I'm gonna read some of this now, because there's some really cool stuff in here. The design in here is like really cool. The world feels like really nice and thematic and like flavorful, and it's pretty deep too. I like it. They did a really good job. What went trick or treating with some friends? Nice. And so what's cool is so you get here's the book, or here's the map that you get of like this world that's been created. And what's really cool too is like I got the book. The cover of the book also has the map on it too, which is pretty cool. And then it has a like travel guide based on what season it is. Like how many is that days? Yep. How many days it is to the different places, which is pretty cool. Travel. Run from the Dark is a role-play game about folk horror, the things that go bump in the dark, and the existential dread. In Run from the Dark literally kills you. It is a malevolent force that consumes and takes all who are lost in it. In Run from the Dark, you play as the walkers who go out into the dark, with lights of various kinds, forging your way through the bleak world, connecting towns and facing the horrors that call the dark home. Yeah, it's pretty, and like the art is fantastic. Sorry, I don't wanna, there we go. The art is just spectacular. And what's really cool? Yeah, lurking. Oh, thank you so much for the lurk. Appreciate you. Every lurk is, lurkers, I love you. Thank you. Stars for the lurks. It's already been funded. They funded in like a couple of hours. So if you want to back it, it's going to happen, which is really cool. And it's only 22 bucks for Run from the Dark and all the digital stretch goals. So all the a PDF of the game and all the stretch goals, which is pretty cool. Which are, oh, a new class, that's cool. Beekeeper, a new class, Tree Witch. There's a possibility for new classes, new settlements, new adventures. There's starter adventures in this book. Like, they did a really, really good job. There's the 2 different, yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah, definitely go check it out if it sounds interesting to you. I would recommend it. If you want to get the hardback is $40. Hey, not bad. That's pretty good. If you want PDF and physical, it's $65. That's not bad either. I don't understand what Forbidden Song is, but that's okay. And then there's one, if you want to pay a bunch of money, there's like a custom plushie of like one of the monsters. A staglet. And then they have like multiple copies, like if you want to get it for like a game store or something, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so there's like, it's pretty simple. It's a D20. It's a D20 and ability score and skill, yeah, modifier. It's pretty simple. Ooh, Relics of the Lost Age, ritual magic? Okay, I need to go, wait, or is this unique Welsh inspired setting? Yeah, I need to go find that ritual magic for sure. And then what's really cool, I really like how they did this. Oh, it's a Mork, compatible with Morkborg. I don't understand. There's another game. I don't understand that part. But what they did was all of the artists, they like said that what they did to show off for the monsters specifically, to show off who did the art, instead of saying like this is the artist, they say the monster was first encountered by, and then they list the artist. And I think that's really cool. How scary is this, bro? Part snake, part bird. Oh my god. And then also what I really like I said, I did a little cursory overview before this. I really like the HP totals here. You see the 20, this one and this one, the 27 over 4. So what that means is it has 27 HP total, and then at 4 HP it will start to flee. Same for the Cello Shark. It has 8 HP total, and then at 4 HP it's gonna start to flee. Which I think is a cool little like add-on. Just look at this art, bro. It's it's so good. And then what's really cool is the rating is the DR, the target number, the DR22. That's essentially the target number for all the stuff. So when you do your like checks, or what have you against this thing, it's gonna be that 22 is your target number. Awesome. Dope. Nope. Bum 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 bum. All right, now I want to read this short story. Into the Dark 8? Ooh. But I do want to get some... I want to get some nice creepy music. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see something once. Ah, no, I can't do that. No, I'll just keep it on this because I don't want to get, I don't want to get messed with. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna read this little story to everybody because I read it and it was super cool. And it totally gave me the like vibes. Gwen had always been told she could do magic. Being a hedge witch was in the blood, they told her. Yet she had earned her magic. She couldn't take the pain from a dying person and put it into something else. She couldn't ignite a fire with just her mind, nor could she hold back the dark by mere will alone. But she had learned how to make the witch marks, witch ladders, and shambles. Like many hedge witches, she had made the call to join the walkers in the dark, brave souls who push out into the dark during the bleak months and connect towns. Like all walkers, she gave up her home and the safety it offered to undertake a life that would likely lead to her death. This land was cursed, and the fear of the dark was a rational one, for the dark didn't just hold empty threats of what it may contain. Here, it killed. Gwen would enjoy seasons of summer where the sun blasted the towns, providing them with arable farmland, opportunities to hunt, gather wood, and breathe easy. Gwen did not breathe so easy. A deep anxiety remained, for she knew winter was coming, and with it the dark would return. Once the sun had its time, the nights began to creep in, and with each night came the darkness. In that darkness, a foul entity spread forth towards the towns as the sun set. Those unprepared towns that did not keep their bonfires and lanterns lit fell to the dark. As winter took hold and day was slowly overtaken by night, the dark came forth, and for around 90 days time passed without the sun rising on the horizon. And for those 90 days, the dark, ever present, lingered at the edge of the light from the towns, waiting and watching. Hey, thank you so much for the cheer, Plot Armor. Appreciate you. No one really knew if the dark was a benevolent force or some all-encompassing entity. But what they knew is, if you let the dark overtake you, you would be lost to it. Most lost to the dark were never seen again, only bloodstains or footprints left behind. Rarely the dark only filled the person it took, turning them into something else, something more sinister. Gwen recalled the first time she had really seen the dark. Not the darkness you get when a candle shines in your room and fails to illuminate every corner. Not the darkness of a shadow, nor the darkness under her bed. No, this was the true dark. She was but 10 summers old when she witnessed the real dark for the first time. The whole town had taken to the palisade to watch the execution. A man of the town was guilty of murder, and so his own life was forfeit. He had been dragged, screaming, out of town, 6 others with him, 3 to drag him, and 3 to carry torches that pushed the dark back. He was tied to a thick log that had been set into the ground, hands wrapped behind him and around the log. 2 torches were placed either side of him and ignited. The other 6 left him there and returned to town in the safety of its illuminated walls. This wasn't a celebration or a form of entertainment. This was a punishment, and a solemn duty to watch for those that dealt the punishment out. Each member of the town watched, taking their part in the killing. The man had pleaded and cried as the torches either side of him burned lower and lower. As the final embers extinguished, so did his cries. The dark came forth and took the man. The dark was an inky blackness like no other. Light from the town did not puncture it, a solid wall of nothing that inched forward as the light of the torches diminished. It felt like an eternity before the 6 who had dragged him to his death walked once more back to the log in the ground, torches lighting the way. As they reached it, they found nothing but a log and the twine that had tied his hands stained with blood, the crimson a stark contrast to the frozen ground. It had been that day that Gwen had first heard the whispers in the dark. For in the dark, voices called to you. For her, it had been her grandmother, a powerful woman whom she had shared a room with for many cycles before her passing. But she had come to learn that for each person the whispers differed. Sirens of the dark, people called the things that called you, hold memories from one's mind to trick you. Her father had been a hedge witch before her, and from his blood came her magic, or so she was told. She smiled, wondering what he would think now as she carved the sunflower into her staff that she would hang her lantern from. That mark would ensure her lantern never blew out from wind nor rain, and the animal fat soaked wick inside would last a day at a time. Her first journey into the dark was to be a simple one. Her hometown, no, not anymore. The town she had once called home would soon leave, was paying the walkers to go out into the forest, a 2-day trek away, and seek out honey from the night bees, a rare find, and one that no town would turn down. It had been her witch ladder that had uncovered its presence and direction, and so it had to be her to go with the walkers to find it. Night honey was a precious resource, not a food, but an important fuel. It burned with a flame that the dark could not stand, and it burned long and bright. She loaded herself up with her gear for the 4-day excursion, a sword on one hip for the beasts of the woods and the creatures of the dark. On her other side, she carried pouches that held string, bones, leaves, and feathers so that she could make another ladder if hers broke, and a stone carving flint for making witch marks. In her hand, she held her lantern. On her back, she carried enough fuel for 6 days, a sleeping mat, and food for the trip. While the load was uncomfortable, she knew she would be able to carry it all without too much issue. Boop, hey Kit, good to see you. She joined the other 3 walkers that would be taking her out for the first time. Daleth, a seasoned walker who had 50 summers to her name. Blythe, a man of few words. He was a light carrier, someone who specialized in taking light from one town to another. The light carriers could make fire and light from as little as sticks and stones. The last of their crew was a hunter named Alwyn, a cheery being who cracked jokes and held a smile that beamed so brightly it alone might hold back the dark. Right, Gwen. I ask you these things not because I question you or your ability, but because we all need to know that we can rely on you out there. Delith opened her questioning fairly but bluntly. Gwen had expected this and was well prepared. If one of us gets separated from the group and you hear them call to you, what do? You do not respond. If you cannot see someone, then it means they have no lights and are already dead. Good, Gwen, good. What do you do if you run low on fuel for your lamp? I let one of you know as soon as I know that I need to refuel so that you may cover my light while I do. This act I will return to each of you. Last question, Gwen. What do you do if your light gets low and you are far from aid? You run. Run from the dark. What are those levels used in actual play when people want their minis elevated? Oh man. I usually, what do I call them? I would just do like combat risers. There you go. You want combat risers. Here we go. These are nice too. But you know what I do? What you do, is this what you mean? But there's a bunch of different ones, and so like you like then I would look for, because I've seen Brennan has like, see there's like these, but you want, they got telescoping ones that like, I've seen Brennan and Matt use them. But you know what what I like to do? Just, yeah, so just search combat riser, you know? You see this? What I'll do is, you know the little boxes? You know the little boxes that you get your dice in? From, who's the one company? Chessex? They stack on top of each other, so I'll use those. I'll also use glasses, upside down glasses. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Oh, that's the Kaiser one. No, but I want it's a, let me see. So we want, aha, like this. Telescoping magnetic risers. There we go. Ooh. See, they exist. You just gotta find them. Alright, that's lit. That's fuego! Yo! Yeah. But totally, I use like, and then all the time, like, I'll use like, I use whatever to do risers for stuff in person. Yeah, but like I said, I've used the Chessex. I've like stacked them on top of each other. I've used like cups upside down because they're clear, so you can see through them. A few other things too. Yahoo! Glad I could help, Kit. Hey, more people are watching my short. Which one? That one? Good. That was a good one. I was worried it wasn't gonna go anywhere. Yeah, what did I get recently? No, what's funny is I would say half the terrain that I have for my table was bought by my players. they like got super into it and have just been buying stuff to use, and it's super fun. 'Twas brillig, if you will. Okay, back to this story. You run from the dark. With that, she was accepted into the group, and with little fanfare, they left town. Her first steps out of town into the dark were feared, anxiety bursting in her chest as she drew further from all she knew. She also grew in courage. They marched together with their light casting several meters from them into the dark. Each of them held a lantern of various designs. Daleth's was the most unique. A blue light glowed from within it, a glass bulb that contained water and algae that gave off a bioluminescence that Daleth cared for. When they stopped to rest, Daleth sprinkled some dried herbs into the bulb and warmed the water near the fire that they constructed to sleep around. Alwyn had been making conversation most of the way, occasionally ceasing the chatter to listen to the animal noises, wolf calls, and the scuttering of critters ahead. Their torch was handmade and sturdy. Gwen assumed it was fueled by clean oils as it gave off no smell. Blythe, on the other hand, had attached to his sturdy shoulder a town lantern, usually too heavy to carry for long. Blythe seemed undeterred by its bulk and design, plodding along quietly behind Daleth, who led the way. Its fuel source stank of foul odors, but was a mystery to Gwen. Together they marched, stopping when one of them needed to refuel or relight their various light sources. This was the most Gwen had ever marched, and while she was fit in body and mind, her legs ached by the end of each day. On the second day, her witch ladder began to vibrate visibly, and she knew they were then close to their target. Night bees are like no other species of bee. Most saw them as a corruption of nature. The difference between a wasp and a bee, they say, is that a wasp predates. This was not the case with the night bees. They would attack and kill creatures, making them a deadly threat. But they were easily managed. Bright light forced them to the ground where one could be inclined to stamp on them. But Gwen knew it was better to leave them be, for future crops of honey could be sought. Night bees, according to the ledgers of Galen, was one of the first walkers sought pollen from the orchid of dusk, a flower that blooms under the light of the moon. The plant is deadly toxic, but sought after by healers of towns. Oh, hey, awesome! Hey, Will RD Designs, thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, I'm really, this story is what really got me into it, and I really sold me on the like themes, tones, like the world and how it works and like interacts, and I'm really enjoying this. So thank you so much for stopping in. This is amazing. Where'd it go? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Will RD. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this. The layout on the book is really good. It's really like shows the just like the time and care that went into the game.
More than 1,000,000 years old.
So thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, back to the story. It's so good. All right, where was I?
Not a sign of a human.
Walkers do not have leaders. They work collectively together, but in this instance, it was Gwen who took the lead in the march. With her torch burning bright from hedge magic and animal fat combined, she strode forward towards the sound of buzzing. All around at the edge of the group's light, they felt the presence of the dark, a constant threat that they had become used to. Night honey smelt pungent but sweet. Its aroma began to overwhelm the group as they moved closer. Alwyn nearly missed the other smell that the slight breeze carried. The smell of beasts met his nose, and he signaled for others to stop. With no sight, these beasts could be fooled if you remained silent. Alwyn knew in reality few people could really remain silent. Breathing and even heartbeats all made sounds that these beasts had evolved to detect. Thank you, it was a labor of love. I can really tell because the the layout, the game mechanics, and like the art is fantastic. And like I mentioned earlier, I really like how you used a cool way to note the artist for the monsters. I thought that was really cool to use. First encountered by. I really like that. That's really cool. It's all those like little details that like tie everything together, that give you, or that give like a reader like a really cohesive view of like the style of game that this is. Oh yeah, that's what these are, right? These are the sightless wolves, and like the art is so good. The sightless wolves entered the ring of light. Their skin bleached white, fur ragged and frayed. Their eyes had given up the ghost a long time ago. Mere indentations on their skulls now. Alwyn had signaled to the others not to remain silent, but to prepare for an attack. He knew if the wolves were this close, an attack was imminent. Spreading out provided them with a wider field of light and more room to fight in. Gwen was still new. She had never raised her blade in anger. Alwyn drew his blade, and no sound was made. He knew the others would soon give themselves away, so he drew the attack. Out of the gloom came forth 6 wolves, more than Alwyn had hoped. Alwyn whistled, and the wolves tensed and sprung forth. With blade ready, Alwyn struck true on the first. In the blue light of Delith's lantern, its blood looked purple. Before he was overwhelmed, the other walkers drew their own weapons of choice. Delith a sickle, Blythe a brazier-shaped mace, and Gwen's own sword forged of silver-shined metal. One wolf sprung at Delith, stealing her attention as another smashed into her side. The wolf's teeth did not pierce through the thick leather, but her balance gave out. She staggered and fell, a series of unfortunate circumstances. Her tank smashed against the jutting rock. The blue glow splattered to the ground. Blythe came from an order who believed that the light was their armor. Testing this theory, the wolf's teeth bore down on his flesh and tore it. His pain gasp met Gwen's ears as her own blade was at work. The smell of blood and the hunt drove the wolves into a frenzy that was met by the walkers' own determination to survive. When the work was done, none of the walkers had remained unscathed. Blythe was wounded badly. Delith had lost her light, and Alwyn had a deep gash on her arm. Gwen was shaken and scratched, her witch's ladder trampled in the fray. Gwen, the honey, take Alwyn and get it. I'll see to Delith. Blythe spoke, holding his wound. Blood trickled between his fingers. Delith's own wound, the loss of her light, had rendered her silent as she cupped the glowing algae in her hands. Gwen nodded and walked away from Blythe and Delith. When she and Alwyn were just a little ways away, the dark filled the space between the groups, and Blythe and Delith were temporarily lost. She trusted in Blythe's abilities, even when injured, to hold back the dark till they could return. She no longer needed the witch ladder as she moved forward towards the increasing buzzing sound. Soon the gentle thud sounded across. Soon the gentle thud sounded across the forest as bees dropped mid-flight, as the light washed over them. The hive was unlike other bees. At its core sat the decayed and dried corpse of some animal. This hive was well developed, and all that remained of its host were 2 large horns jutting out from the hive's structure. Gwen trusted her light and walked to the hive, drawing a small dagger to harvest the honey as she went. Cutting into the hive's flesh, she was met by the long dead eye of the creature the night bees had nested in. Undeterred, she collected the honey quickly, filling containers as she went, Alwyn's light keeping the bees at bay. Finishing up, the two heard Delith call out, "Blythe, no, don't do it!" And then a guttural scream. They shared a glance and hurried back to where they had left the two walkers. The darkness parted for them, cut asunder by their light. Soon they saw Delith covered head to toe in the algae that would soon die outside of its watery home, but for now provided enough light to keep Delith alive. Alwyn asked, "Blythe?" Delith answered, holding a cup hand of algae in front of her. Sirens. The walkers shared a glance, and Gwen moved closer to Delith, offering to share her light. With injuries sustained and only two light sources to keep the dark at bay, the three made their way back to town, a journey made harder by the constant droning the night bees that wanted their honey back, flying around them just outside of their lights. When they arrived back, no one asked of them of Blythe. A walker's job was risky, and too often walkers did not return. The three mended their wounds in the safety of town, paying for little due to the gift of night honey they brought back. 3 days later, Delith spoke to Gwen, asking her to accompany her on her own journey back from the town she originated from. She needed to regain her light, and it could not wait till summer. Gwen did not hesitate in her decision. Walkers walk the dark, and so she would go. Only the dark will remain when the final fire burns out. So good. So good. Oh yeah, there was something I wanted to... What was it? It was... magic? Towns, the dark... encounters... adventures... It was magic. Skills, drive, advancement, equipment overview, weapons... lights, items, magic items. I want to know about circle magic. Travel, heroine, opal, travel chart. Should I? Core rules? Maybe? We do circle magic. Should I? Control F? No? Circle? Oh! Circle, circle. Magic and rare. Hedge witch. Circle. I don't even see it on here. Okay, back to ritual magic is how scholars perform magic. Oh, okay. Cool. Come on. Check the scholar class. So the classes are what type of like light that you have and carry? Wait, no. Where you're from is how you carry your light. I'm sorry, I messed up. Where you're from is how you carry the light. Scholar, ritual magic. There we go. The greater the effect, the greater the DR of the ritual. That's cool. Once the ritual is ready, the scholar to perform it. Sample ritual. Ooh. That's cool. There's a DR. Oh, are lost to the dark. Hey everybody, we are back. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out, spending time, taking a look at this awesome game. And let's get back. No, not that one. There we go. That's what I meant. So we have key things about the game are, I mean, it looks really pretty simple. You have class features, you have that darkness within, difficulty ratings, 6 abilities, there's skills, there's skill tests, and making a test is D20 plus personal ability and then skill level, and then if you roll above the difficulty rating, you succeed. If you roll the same as the difficulty rating, you succeed, but there's a complication. Then if you roll under the difficulty rating, you fail. I like that. That's really cool. Nat 1 is a critical fail and you take a darkness within point. Ooh. Nat 20 is you score a critical success and remove a darkness within point. That's cool. Players can roll against other players. Highest result wins. Cool. A player cannot achieve the difficulty rating. They don't roll and automatically fail. However, this is a really good note that more people should do. However, when this happens, a player is able to ask the watcher what they could do to reduce the difficulty rating of the challenge. Hey Callie, what's going on? It is very D&D adjacent, but we are looking at, it's called Run from the Dark. It is a folk horror RPG based on Welsh folklore. I hope I got that right. Yes, based on Welsh folklore. And so we're taking a look at it. Here's like some of the art. It's so good. It's just so good. These wolves, these sightless wolves. Yeah, it's really cool. It's called Run from the Dark. It's on Kickstarter right now. Come on. Yeah, it's on Kickstarter right now. Ooh, they blasted past their goal. So you know, if you go back this, even at the small tier, where are we at? $22, you're gonna get it no matter what. They've already, if you want to get the book and stuff too, it's already been, they even have some of the books printed because I got one of them. So like you're getting this stuff and it's coming in April. That's not far away. Yeah, go find it. Run from the Dark. You'll find it on Kickstarter. Like it's real. Go check it out, Callie, for sure. And I got it here, taking a look at it. So essentially what it is the darkness, the dark is everywhere outside of town. Towns each have big lights to keep the dark away. If you get in the dark, it goes badly for you, and there are nasty monsters that live in the dark also. And so essentially there's like three or 4 months out of the year in winter where the sun doesn't come up, so the dark is always out there ready to attack. So you play as people who carry light around and venture into the dark to gain supplies, to move supplies between towns, all these different things. You know, you help keep lanterns lit and stuff like that, and face the nasty dark and the creatures within. It is definitely a dark horror game. Super cool. Turn order. So you make you roll for initiative. They call it differently though. What you can do in combat, how hostiles attack. Walkers do not roll against players in Run from the Dark. When a hostile makes an attack or acts against a walker, instead a walker chooses how they want to react. Okay. Okay, so what happens? You roll insight to determine initiative. Watchers roll a d6 to determine when they act. Okay. Walkers and hostiles take a turn in order. If a walker makes an attack, they roll versus the DR of the hostile they are attacking. If they beat the DR, they deal damage based on their weapon or class feature. If a walker rolls a natural 20, they do max damage. If they roll a 1, they automatically take damage from the hostile within range. Hostiles make attacks but do not roll. Instead, a walker picks a reaction. When all hostiles and walkers have acted, the round's over. You move around. Anytime the watcher can decide combat is over. Cool. When a hostile makes attack against a walker, a player character, can pick one of the following. Use dodge, parry, or shield to avoid the attack. You roll dodge, parry, shield versus the difficulty rating of the creature attacking. On a fail, you take damage. You can attack back. You can make an attack, but you're automatically hit by the hostile. Use the class feature. The watcher determines how this interacts with the combat of the hostile, whether you take any damage. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. Does that make sense to you? It does to me. Damage and health. When you successfully hit a hostile in combat, you deal damage to it. If the HP of a hostile reaches 0, it's dead. When a walker takes damage, the damage taken is first reduced by your armor. Any remaining damage is then reduced from your HP. If a walker ever reaches HP, they are not dead. Instead, you make 2 rolls. First, roll for an injury on the injuries table. Then roll endurance versus the DR of the injury. If you succeed, you stay up and can fight on. If you fail, you fall unconscious. Ooh. They have some complications for combat. I like that. Holding your turn. 1 round is approximately 5 seconds. All walkers learn how to treat basic injuries. Take a first aid. That's cool. I like how the game's like, yo, you should take first aid for real life. And then also gives you a couple first aid tips. That's really cool. There's little bits and pieces in here that like give you real life advice also. I think that's a cool addition. So what happens is when your walker drops to 0 HP, you roll on the injury table. Injuries have the following effects. If you regain HP, you don't remove the injury, they can only be removed via healing naturally or medical intervention. And this way you may still die even if you have HP above 0. I think that's really interesting because it takes it away more from just like meat points. You can die from other things. If you take any damage below HP, 0 HP, you instead gain an additional injury. If you already have an injury, you re-roll. In this way, the more injuries you sustain, the more likely you are to die. To avoid death, you must heal it. To do so, make a healing skill test versus the DR of the injury. So that removes the death condition, but does not remove the injury. To remove the injury, it takes time. And do a whoa. They need to spend minutes equal to the DR and pass a healing skill test. If they do, the effect of the injury is removed, but the injury is not removed. So you can heal to prevent death and remove the effect, but the injury itself remains. Injuries are only fully healed by the passing of time or magical effects. You can therefore remove the effect of an injury and prevent someone dying through healing, but the injury remains noted. This is so that if you dropped 0 HP again, you cannot sustain the same injury again until it is naturally healed. Okay, that makes sense. Diseases, poisons, blah blah blah, disease progression. Okay, so so then if I'm reading this, I want to make sure I get this correct, right? I got some dice here. I always have dice. I'm gonna roll a couple of dice. So the first time you roll for an injury on the injury table, right? Let's just say I rolled a cut, or I got a cut. I rolled a natural 20. Great. Arterial bleed. I get the exhausted condition. I die in 1d6 rounds. It takes 6 days to heal, and it's a DR of 18. And then, what's the second one that I do? Endurance versus the DR? Endurance versus the DR of the injury is 18. Okay, what's endurance? Where did it list the skills? Did you not list the skills? Over here somewhere. Darkness within. Health. No. Skills are gonna be somewhere else. Light source. No. Come on. It's not the PDF's fault, it's my computer's fault that the PDF is being weird. 77 to 80. Bum. Whoa, the multiple eyes? That's a spider person. Endurance is one of your personal abilities? Oh, it's not a skill, it's a personal ability. 6 personal abilities. Physical, mental, endurance is how tough your body is. Okay. A between 0 and 5. A player rolls 2d6, gets a 5 and a 4. Roll 2d6, subtract the lower die from the larger, and then assign the score. Oh, cool. Let me see just randomly how much endurance this thing has. Just random character that doesn't have anything. You take 3 minus 1 is 2, so the endurance is 2. So for this, it was a DR of 18, so I would need a 16 or higher to not go unconscious from this arterial cut injury that rolled off the desk. A natural 2 plus 2 is 4. So if this character that we are theoretically talking about took this arterial injury, they would immediately go unconscious. But they still could be helped or healed by the other player characters. Is I think what I'm getting from that. So like that's pretty cool. So then what would happen is I would need somebody to heal. They would make a healing skill test to take away the death condition. Then they would have to spend 18 minutes doing more healing stuff and pass another healing test. And then so that's the death, that's the injury, and then heal the injury. Then there's another. No, just time. Yeah. That okay, so then that would mean 6 days. So I could if I was down bleeding from this arterial bleed, I would get the exhausted condition and then -2 to all tests. If you get this, you pass out, it heals in a day. DR's 12. Conditions. So do conditions heal the same way as a? No. Okay, so it's only a second time. Awesome. Got it. Is exhausted. So then they would have to do a healing test, and then healing an injury. So it would in a day, I would become not exhausted anymore. And then in 6 days, this arterial bleed would be gone. Um, so that you can't sustain the same injury again. This is really elegant mechanics. It seems I know it's like this multi-step process, but it does really give you like an elegant um and even though it's multi-step, it still is like kind of simple. And then like these charts just dripping with flavor. I am loving this. A remedy of black stone and moldy bread. That's cool. Um, that's pretty sweet. Um, all right. Should I? Oh man, I don't really have a. What should I do? All right, we gotta pick a class, y'all. Light source. Um, should we pick? Yeah, let's pick a class first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 different classes. That's cool. So between classes and light source, so that's 8. How many are here? 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What's 8 times 14? 112. So that's 112 combinations right there. And then if you take into account your background, that's going to be another like variation of character as well, which is cool. Yo, that 2d6 high number minus low number is kind of nice too. That's like so elegant and simple. Wow. Like this is clearly not the Will's first game, like by far. You can totally tell. This is really good. I am enjoying this quite a bit. Dun, dun, dun. So scholars learned magic the hard way through reading and study. Hunters hunt creatures that cause dismay and distress. No one knows what makes a shifter. Shifters are powerful because they can channel the power of beasts. Oh, so that's like a druid kind of thing. Storytellers, paper is worth more as kindling than for keeping the stories. Okay. Those who recall lost knowledge. They can reshape the world with their voice alone. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Hedge witches are the soothsayers. They use ritual magic, can learn forbidden things. They know what magic is and how to respect it. Makers create new ways of being, new light sources, new potions, new ways to cause harm. Light carriers have mastered light itself. They can bring the light where there is darkness and even heal the wounded. Oh, is that like a cleric-esque? Sometimes those lost to the dark are returned to the light, but they leave behind right? Pick 2 of the following class features. Pick 2 of the following class features. Cool, cool, cool. I want to go back to... Just the names are so good, and I'm so bad at... when I did a first like cursory overview, I did go to Google Translate and like tried to listen to what these words sound like, and it was really, really cool. Starting class features. Wait, so do you level up? Is there leveling up? Is that a thing? Do you get more abilities? I didn't get that far. Memories, background advancement, 91 to 92. Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Come on, we're getting closer. Advancement. In Run from the Dark, there are 2 types of advancement. Skill advancement happens at the end of every session. Class advancement happens at the end of every journey into the dark, in which you took at least 1 darkness within. During a session, when you use a skill that you have some training in and fail, you may mark that you learned something new. At the end of each session, for any skill in which you learned something new, you can make a test to see if that learning stuck. That's so cool! You make this roll with a D4 and are trying to roll equal to or above your current skill level. For example, if you are an amateur, you roll a D4 and are hoping to roll a 2, 3, or 4. If you are trained, you require a 3 or a 4, and an expert cannot train a skill any higher. You cannot learn a new skill through this method, however. While a skill advancement happens at the end of every session, class advancement only occurs when you complete a journey in the dark, in which you took at least 1 darkness within. Either pick a new class feature to take, or improve a personal ability score by 1 to a max of 6. And pick a new skill to learn from untrained to amateur, or remove all darkness within points. Whoa! Whoa! That's cool. Wow, that's powerful. Just look at this art. It's so cool. All right. Back to I love Drive and Fear. What are these? Oh. When a walker is acting on their drive. Oh, so just more things for them. Cool. More, what do you call it? More ways to personalize your character. All right, so what class are we liking, y'all? What class? I'm gonna go through the main abilities. The abilities that everybody gets for that class. So like for a hedge witch, when a hedge witch takes time, collects the bones of the dead, the soil of the land, and the source of night, they can perform a ritual to know when the dark will return. Natural magic skill test. On a pass, the watcher tells them exactly when it will return. Okay. So is that like a... Huh. Hedge witches gain magic in my bones. Innate magic can sense magical presences within 10 paces, read runes, and understand rituals. They can use this feature to determine if magic has been cast, if an area is cursed, or if something is amiss with a creature or an area. They can also use this feature to perform a ritual to heal someone 1 HP. This takes 1 minute and looks different for each hedge witch. Okay, that's cool. Then you pick 2 of the following class features. Know weather. Hold the dark. Whoa. So you can hold back the dark for an hour, but you automatically gain 1 darkness within point? Oh my god. During the flame, a hedge witch can grasp something with their hand and deal 1d6 fire damage to them. Grabbing them is an attack It uses unarmed skill. When a head witch performs a ritual, they can remove someone else's darkness within. For each hour spent on the ritual, one darkness will be removed. Alright. Steal the heat. As an action, a hedge witch can place their hand in fire and channel that. Diminishes every 10 seconds. They take a d4 of fire damage. Oh. They hold in the damage and release it. Okay, that's cool. Hex thy enemy. Okay. But what does the hex do? Okay. I guess the hex can be different for each time you cast it, which is cool. When a head witch is in physical contact with a friend, they can redirect the pain. Oh, that's cool. Then knowing when a head witch is time to build the witch's ladder, they can ask the watcher 3 questions about the natural world. That's cool. Suggestion. They can make a suggestion. Man, okay, these are cool. I need to move on. All hunters gain the following class feature. Pick any enemy type. This becomes your prey, and you gain +1 on all tests against them, including attacks. Ooh, that's cool. Hey, matey. Hey, Johnny, what's going on? You just finished this month's Ravenloft game? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Field medicine, field surgery. Ooh. You can attempt to stabilize the creature. You gain a new skill, prey knowledge. Cool. Wait, I'm confused. You can attempt to stabilize a creature that is sustained a life. We started module 6 of the OG of Ravenloft. Ooh, I6 Ravenloft. That's a classic. That's what Strahd is based on. You know that originally was the writers. That was their Halloween game. They did like a one-night Halloween D&D game where you had to fight a vampire, and then they turned it into the module. Let's see. So you can attempt to stabilize a creature that has sustained a life-threatening injury. The DM was best friends with one of the writers. That's so cool. That's awesome. So we have a light carrier. They gain 10 points of light each day and can spend these to do the following. Remove 1 point of darkness within or target. Cool. Heal someone HP. If you spend all 10 light points within a day, you gain 1 point of darkness within. A light carrier is not lost to the dark when the darkness within reaches 10. Instead, they are lost when it reaches 12. That's really cool. Know thy power. You understand the power of light within you and can use it to deal damage to foes. You can spend a light point to deal 1 point of damage. Oh. Burn the dark. You can push it back another 30 paces. This is cool. Like the themes, like everything is just so woven well together between like the world and the abilities and everything. Makers. Oh, alchemists. Okay. That's cool. Oh, the local game store owner here we play at was a writer for White Wolf. Oh, that's cool. That's sick. So there's a couple. There is the alchemist, contraptionist. So there's 2 different types of makers. Alchemists, you can make stuff. You can make potions and alchemical substances, and then there's contraptions. You can make contraptions, craft things. That's sick. Reignited. That's crazy. Burned husks. When the dark already burned from them, the dark finds and ignore the first darkness within you take each day. When reignited, take their 10 points of the darkness within. They can make a presence test. On a success, they remove 2 darkness within and are not lost to the dark. On a failure, they are lost to the dark. Whoa, that's crazy. Scholar. Ritual magic. Okay. Sample ritual, wake the dead. That's wild. Beating heart of a creature of the dark. Oh my god, that's a crazy ritual. Oh my god. Okay, scholar. Oh, is this still the same? Cleanse thy body, tarnish my soul. When you have time, you can draw a circle on the ground with symbols. Anyone who stands in the circle heals 6 HP. For those cured, take 1 point of darkness within. You can do that once per day. That's cool. In the blood, warp the flesh. Yo, scholar sounds ridiculous. All scholars gain that. Now pick 2 of the following class features. Okay. Cut your own hand and splash blood onto the ground. You can call forth the sound of thunder. Okay. When you perform blood and thunder and the same action is performed, you can also call down a bolt of lightning. Okay. Also used to start a fire. Yo, that's cool. Shifters. Channel the beast. Oh, a beast within point. You beast within. If you ever get 10 points, you are lost to the wilds as a feral beast. You can reduce beast within by 1 point for each day you spend inside a town. That's cool. I like how you're using the darkness within like scale mechanic as into another thing. Oh, different forms. Storyteller. A tall tale. To do so, make a knowledge test. That's cool. So you can ask the what's our question? That's cool. Song for the soul. As well as from his place of the world, background, human. Twilith, leg touched, the changeling. Oh, you can be a spider person? Goblin. That's lit. An alien. Those are like 4 elf people. Gorgid. Anduin are those of the water. Cool. Gwillian. Are these like goblins? Unmarrow. Tainted. You died once but came back for some reason? Oh. A Bloodinian? You're touched by a beast and now take its form. Yo, crazy. That's so cool. What is... Oh, fake creatures, changelings. Craft items out of silk. Yeah, okay, backgrounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different backgrounds. That's cool. Okay, what I need to do is find a... Is that what I want to do? How do I want to do this? the song is wild. Alright. We are going to make a character together. So we have... I know I'm gonna need some dice. Let me see something once. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Yep. Okay. Name. Yeah. What do we need? Oops. Light source. Class. Background? Probably. Background. Abilities. Equipment. No, class features. There we go. Abilities, class features. That song was crazy. Class features. What else? Skills. Then history and character info. History, character info. And then is there something else? Background. Max HP. Armor. And darkness within. Fuego. Okay, so what class sounds cool? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Light source, class, background, abilities, health, drive, and fear. Okay, so what class do we want to do? Scholar. Oh, does no. Okay, cool. Kind of want to do a light carrier. Just this art here makes me think of light carrier, and it sounds cool. Hunters sound kind of sick. But yeah, let's do a light carrier. Right? Yo, they fitted the light. Oh, one of them all on one page in one spread. Nice. That's where it's at. Will this work for me? Do holders of the light, so I get this class feature, which is pretty sick. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty good class feature. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna format this for me. Darkness within. There we go. So we got that, holders of the light, and then what else do I get? Now pick two of the following class features. Know thy power, burn the dark, healing flame, ritual of light, Command the light. Healing light. Purge the dark. Light mastery. Brighter. Oh, increase your light pool by 2 each time you take this feature. That's pretty cool. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 of them. I think Know Thy Power is pretty cool. I'm just gonna take these first two. Know Thy Power. Wow. There we go. You understand the power of the light within you, and you can use it to deal. As an action, you can spend 1 light point to deal 1 damage to a foe within 5 paces. You may spend up to as much as you have remaining to deal additional damage. Against creatures with the dark keyword, you deal 2 points. This ignores armor. That's cool. As an action, you can spend 1 light point to... Sick. There we go. And then I get equipment. So I can get a brazier mace, which can burn people a little bit. Fire starting kit, braided metal armor, backpack coals, a fire lance spear, basic clothing, backpack, fire starter kit, moon metal sword, no armor, precious stones, trinkets, bright spark stones. Oh man. Physic, finesse. I should see what my scores are first before I choose my equipment. Right? Does that make sense? Pick your light. Oh. Pick your equipment, pick background. Yeah. See, like, I feel like I should pick my equipment after I do my scores. Okay, my light source. Everburn torches and black stone. Glow fly jars. Soil blood candles. Algae vats. Everburn torches and Everburn lamps. Everburn forest. Oh. The Undercrag. Soil? Okay. The Forest Barrow. Night honey lamps, Everburn torches, or black stone lanterns. Whoa, black stone seams that burn with ancient fires keep tunnels illuminated. Wow. Glowstones. Glass corpse lanterns. Whoa. Oh, corpse lights. I get it now. Oh, cool. What? Oh, whoa. This is really cool. A great worm was slain here, and its blood spilled into the soil, and it holds back the dark. That's really cool. Fort Granville. Methane lamps. Head of the Valley. Static powered arc lamps. Usually makers. Oh my god. Lighthouse. Okay. Let's see. I really liked the Everburn Forest. So we'll be from there. Where is it on the map? It's called Codewig E. I can't see that. Oh, there we go. Codewig E Tan Dragudul. Everburn Forest. I'm saying that so badly. Quaduvig E Tan Dragudul. I'm saying that so poorly. I'm so sorry. The Darks Woods? Okay, you got me there. Silent Woods? Ooh, Forest Barrow? Krakod. That's really cool. Alright, so we're gonna be from the Everburn Forest. Light source. Right? Everburn Forest, which means Everburn torches and Everburn lamps. Of course. Claro. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. A central yew tree covered in glowflies? Okay, that's sick. Okay, what's the next step? The next step is background. Oh, we were gonna I think I want to be one of those elves, especially if we're coming from the forest. That's really cool. Bum bum. Spider mines. Forest? This is Fae, Changeling, Spider, Dwarves, Elion, Elilon. Yeah, we're gonna be an Elilon. From boom. Right? It's background, right? Elilon, which means I can spend an hour meditating, gain knowledge from pretty cool. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. One with trees. Pretty good. Why do you keep doing that? Okay. Run from the dark. PC. Alright. So we did that. Now, come on. We're going to 6 personal abilities. Bang, boom, boom. Music's nice and chill. Players that may value 1 from up to 2 personal abilities to other. Okay. Awesome. So we have physicality, finesse, endurance. Physicality, finesse, endurance. And then we have presence, insight, confidence. this is gonna be a subtitle. This is gonna be basics, and this will be a subtitle. Let's see, we're gonna bold all these things because it's fun. Oh, what was the class called again? Light? Something? Light carrier. How did I not write that down? There we go. Probably 0 out of 10, I think, my darkness within. Awesome. Bing, boom, bing. If you're watching, you give me ideas for names. So what we're gonna do, 6 personal abilities, and then so your health, each time you advance you gain 1 health. Okay, that's cool. So is that, does that mean every session, like when you do that session advancement, or is it like when you come back from your journey advancement? Drive and fear, memories. Hey, curler merge lubbers, Lightbeard. Exactly. Class advancement, skill advancement. I mean, I guess it says commerce. Yeah, did you put that, Will, if you're still watching, what was your thinking there? Is that both different types of advance? Lightbeard! Captain Lightbeard! How we all doing today? Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. Boom, boom, boom. I do have ads starting in about a minute. I'm gonna take a break in just a few seconds. Class advancement for the HP increase. Okay, so when it's the... We'll make that more clear, yeah. So when it's this second type of advancement, which is when you come back from a journey into the dark. I like these 2 different types of advancement. That's really cool. I think this is nice to, because like I imagine a short 8, 10, 12 session thing where, you know, it's nice that you advance a little bit every time, and I like keeping track of like things that you fail in to see how you can get better. But then also, like, you can probably do 2, 3, 4 journeys in that 8 to 12 sessions, and then also get some class advancement, which is really cool. But yeah, so we're gonna take another break here for a few minutes, and then when we come back, we're gonna roll for our personal abilities, and we'll do health and skills and all that stuff. And if you have any ideas for names, please let me know. I'll be thinking of some too. See you in a few minutes. Please stretch, have some water, go pet your dog. We'll BRB. And we're back. A dinosaur story. Lunchables, Taco Bell, Steel, Good RX, FanDuel, Cash App, Xbox, 5 Hour. Where's Mare to analyze my ads algorithm? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, Mare, she does Saturday morning streams, I think. Yeah, Mare does Saturday morning streams. That's so funny. Yeah, I never see what the ads are. It was 3 minutes and I had all those ads. Do you guys get the do you get like the bottom ads that like pop up, or like the side ones that come in, or the like the tiny box ones? I never watch my own like stream as it's live. I'll watch it back later, but I don't usually like check in while it's live. Unless I see something like egregious happening in my like OBS or something. But I am not sure. Yeah. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. I know people are still stopping by and hanging out. We are 2 hours in, 2 hours 15 minutes into a stream. Looks like everything's going well. I'm sorry, I'm just like checking my numbers, making sure my like computer isn't going too crazy, because it's just a little Mac Mini, you know, just chugging. But it looks like the stream has been healthy the whole time, so that's good. We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, dum, bum, bum. And like I said before, like the book is, the art is just sick. Just look at the art. Like, come on. And like I said, the elegance of the, I really like the elegance of the DR is the rating of the monster, but it also tells you the like target number as well. And then I like the HP, the 16/6, so this means it has 16 HP total, but the second number is at 6 HP, that's when it flees. And I think that's really cool. And then, yo, the art is just so cool. Like, that's a vampire. Like, you want a vampire? You want Strahd? This. It doesn't die. It doesn't. The only real solution is to find where they hide and destroy their nest. Like, wow. Like, just flavor dripping. Like, how cool is this? That is, yeah, exactly. That's where Strahd came from. And like these pages are thick. These pages are hefty. I don't know if you can see that. Like, they did such a good job. Like, these eyeless wolves, or sightless wolves, so good. Brittle sticks, that's scary. But also, yeah, there's just, it's just dripping with flavor. Obelisk eels, like, that's just so cool. No, nope. Ah! Like I said, the art, bro. The art is so good. Okay, so we're gonna roll for some abilities. Oh no, I should go back to, desk view, and then I can pop out. No. Yeah. Right. Okay, so. Nope, double nope. Yeah, that was wild. Those are crazy. So this is really cool. I like this to figure out the abilities. So we're just rolling 2d6 and then subtracting them. And we're just going down the line. 3 minus 2 is 1 for physicality. one. Let's see. For finesse, 5 minus 3 is 2. And then a 3 minus 2 is 1 for endurance. Oh, and I increase it by 1. That makes it 2. And then my presence. 4 minus 2 is 2. Right. Oh, and I increase that by 1, 3. And then insight. 5 minus 1. Whoa, crazy sauce. Is 4. That's wild. That's crazy. And then competence. 4 minus 2 is 2, and then I add another one for my background. What did I say? So that's 3. And we have yeah, those are my abilities. So pretty simple. And then skills, blah blah blah. Skills, no, health. So highest mental, highest physical, and endurance. 2, 4, 2. So that's 8 plus 1. Right? Yeah, it would be 9 health then. Max HP is 9. Don't want it bold. And then armor is based on my armor, so I'm gonna go back to the class that I picked and choose my equipment. Where do we go? Makers, light carrier, equipment. So physicality, finesse, or endurance. Physicality, finesse, or endurance. Finesse or endurance. Do we want the fire lance spear or the moon? I want the fire lance spear. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Equipment. There we go. Put that here. I'm going to awesome, and this is getting a subtitle. We're gonna get a subtitle, and we're gonna get a subtitle, and a subtitle. Bam. All right, so we did that. We did the health. Boom, boom. Okay, come on. Do set health. Now we gotta do skills, drive, fear, and memories. All right, cool. Or I want to fill in the equipment actually first. Because I'm weird like that. Come on. Skills, drive, spheres, memories. Memory. Equipment. Frags. Cost, damage, personal ability, skill. Weapon skills. Dun, dun. Let's say skill, range, weapons and item keywords, because it says Fire Lance Spear has finesse, reach, and burn. Reach can be used to attack 5 paces away. If you roll a natural 1, the enemy does not get to make an attack against you unless you are within those 5 paces. That's cool. And then burn was when a weapon with burn hits a target, they must make an endurance test versus the DR of the value scored on the hit. Ooh. On a failure, they're set on fire. Must use their next action to put out the flames, or take 1d4 damage every round until they do. That's really cool. Waste the turn. That's pretty sick. What was it? A fire lance spear? I had to eat. How's Run from the Dark so far? It's pretty cool, Trey. It's pretty cool. Where's my fire thing? What was it called? Fire lance spear? Is it just like whatever it wants to be? Fireball! No, it's a glaive? No. Is it a special item? Relic weapons? Unique weapons! Ah! There we go. Hey, Trim, you were first. Hey, Johnny. Am I seriously first? Yeah. I think some of the people didn't know, or I didn't even mention it at the beginning of the thing. So sometimes I forget to like say it. But hey, it'd be like that sometimes. I don't think you're first. You're just the first person to do that. Constructing their own weapons? That's cool. Armor, relics of a lost age. So I do an Everburn lamp, right? Everburn torch. Right? Or did I do, is that what we said my torch was? Everburn forest, Everburn torches, and Everburn lamps. Probably do a lamp. Yeah. Probably do Everburn lamps. Ooh, trinkets. I love me a good trinket table. Ooh. Magic items? Okay. I gotta go back. Armor, no, fire lance sphere, D6, special made of burning embers. 600 frags, but I start out, whoa, made in fires of Glende, the lighthouse. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess, so that means it's a, when I make an attack, oh, it uses the polearm skill. So I want to take the polearm skill for sure. Do you like platformers like Silk Song or roguelikes like Hades more? I would say I don't have enough I think the only roguelike I've really played is Hades. Are there any other bigger, well-known roguelikes in the past, like, 20 years? I think Hades is the one that, like, the big one that I've played. But, like, I've played so many different platformers, because that's such a classic, like, style of game. Like, most games are platformers. Just concealed differently. Um... Says fire, blah, 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 blah. And I never played The Binding of Isaac. I never played Enter the Gungeon. I haven't played Noida. Doom, Cataclysm, Rimworld, Gnomes, Memoria. Yeah, I haven't I haven't really played many roguelikes, so I don't think, or roguelites even. So yeah, Poker Rogue by Isaac Hades. So yeah, I haven't really played many, but like I said, most of like Silk Song or Hollow. I mean, like I haven't played Silk Song or Hollow Knight. I haven't played either of those, so I couldn't say. Um, I mean, I'd like to one day. That would be cool. Should maybe that'll be my next Ko-Fi goal to get a new game to play. Either Hades 2 is up, but I should look. I wonder how much Silk Song is. Okay, now I gotta do skills. Skills have 4 levels: -1, +1, +2, or +4. So one skill to be trained in. They're non-descriptive. $20. Oh, nice. I still don't have $20 to spend though, but that's a good goal. That's easy. Probably make it multiple goals. Oh, Fire Lance is under unique weapons. Thank you, Will. If you're on YouTube, Will RD is in the chat. The creator of Run from the Dark is on. Okay, back to Run from the Dark. For only $22, you too can. You see, it's going up during this like Kickstarter. It's going up during the stream. It just went up again. This is awesome. 250 backers, amazing. If you do about $22, it gets you Run from the Dark PDF. So. Yeah, and then if you want, Dark. If you want the hardcover, a PDF and physical copy is $65. American, USD, or about 49 euros. Right? Is that euros? I don't. Sorry if I got that wrong. And then there is a custom little guy. What's the stag? What is that? A staglet by Rach Makes. Is that an enemy? I really want to look through these. There we go. I really want to look through the adventures too. Check that out. The little staglets. These curious and friendly creatures appear to be some sort of fae. Immune to the dark, but enemies of it, they can be found across the lands, sometimes helping specific people, living in hedges, or otherwise getting on with their own lives. No one knows that much about them, as they do not appear to speak any known language, though they have been observed to make sounds. There appears to be a number of staglet subspecies. One common factor amongst all of them is they appear to be impervious to harm, and while often shy, they are never hostile. Aww. Staglet. Mushroom foragers, potion makers, lantern bringers. Oh, so these are nice little, like, if things are going bad, you can kind of throw a staglet in. Yo, check out the art of this creature. Whoa. What? This is crazy. Did you see that? Wait, is there art missing here? I was kind of joking. I thought that would be actually kind of cool to have, like... It's just, that's actually what it is. Like this, it's nothing, it's everything. Oh, and there's a bunch of factions too. Weather tables. Ooh, nightmares. Okay, we're getting closer. That's what it is. Oh, it's there. I can barely see it now. I can see it now. There it is. You see it? Whoa. I don't know how to explain. Do you see the I know. You're gonna be like, Craig, you're crazy. So this a body, and then here's a hood, and this is an arm going up, and then there's another arm here with something in it. It's been fixed for the final. I mean, like, it's kind of cool. I'll show you. Here's the PDF of it. That's what it looks like. I barely see a witch. Yes, there we go. Yeah. The false art was too dark to render in the PR copy, but it's been fixed for the final version. Cool. Yeah. This like for a PR copy, this is a really well-made book. Like I am really enjoying the the quality of this. Holy cow. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, barely see it, but it's there. That was cool. Okay, where were we? Yeah, the staglets. There we go. That's nice. I do like, the thing is, like, I love black on black stuff like this. I have some black on black dice. Some obsidian black on black dice. And I've like in the past I've gotten like black on black shirts. Like, oh yeah, this is what we noped out of earlier. Yo, these are nasty. It's so cool. What is this thing? Oh my god. Okay. These are all nightmares. This is such a good looking game. Come on. And see, if you're watching, that's why you do like test runs of stuff, because even though it looks good on PDF and stuff like that, you also got to make sure it looks good on print. Making a book is a lot of work. I mean, making the PDF is a lot of work, but then also translating that into a book, like, because you have to do both things. Oh man, it's nuts. $50 per dice and got 3 sets and extra D20. Yo, that's wild. I mean, I got so much dice. I have so many dice. That's crazy. Okay, we were working on skills. Come on. The slowness is not the gigantic PDF, it's my computer. Come on. Come on. Skills. Personally, the most I've spent was $30 for a dice spinner. That was so cool. Yeah, let's see. The most I have spent is the obsidian dice. They were like $120 maybe. But also it's an 11-piece set. So it's not a 7-piece set. It's a and then I put it into a book. And then I got this on Amazon just so I could cut it out and put it in there. And then I broke one of them because I used them a lot. But it was an 11-piece set. But yeah. Actually, the other day, last week, there was an obsidian golem, essentially. And I used these dice. Yeah, when you have a plus 15 to hit and you do 4D and you do an average of 20 damage, they're so cool. And then I guess, but the most expensive ones are the glass ones that I have. You've seen the glass ones, right? Those are the most expensive ones. But those were a gift. Okay. One skill to be trained in, one skill to be amateur in. Okay, and then one weapon to be amateur in. Okay, so I got, and you can invent new skills. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, we're gonna do healing for sure. We're gonna be trained in healing skills. Copy. no. That's funny. Crafting. Dodging. Oh, because you make a dodge roll. That's right. You can also make... When a player... Whoa. Okay, so you can kind of pick and choose. So I guess I would like have to choose between the three. And presence, insight, competence. Do. Come on. Presence, insight, competence, how your mind presents itself, how sharp your mind is, how capable your mind is. Because it is a mental one, right? Yeah. This is still a D20 based system? Yeah, it is a D20 based system, yes. Not like an official D20 based system like where they have logos and stuff, but just that it uses a D20, because saying something is D20 based actually kind of can mean a few things specifically. So you can mix and match abilities and skills depending on like what's going on. That's cool. All right, come on, we're getting closer. Because we said healing used for medical, non-magic healing, use herbs, bandages, and other techniques to cure and mend broken bodies. And then use the parry attacks when you have a weapon in hand. Can be used to prevent damage. But you have to have a shield. I don't have one. And then you get that dodging. Yeah, I'm taking dodging is one of them. So I have one to be trained, one to be I'm gonna be amateur in dodging. Amateur? Is that how you spell it? I don't think that's how you spell it. E-U-R. Come on, Greg. Which means it's a +1. Yeah, it is +1. In high fantasy, normal healing things always kind of feels underwhelming. Yeah. So what I like about this is the healing. Where did it go? If you get a good rest, which I imagine being out in the dark in the wilderness, you don't get a good rest. But you only heal 1d6. However, I mean, at first level, my health is 9. I mean, there's not even levels. There's just like there's like you just gain more abilities. You do, and then when you do like level class advancement, they call it. There's 2 different types of advancement: skill advancement and class advancement. When you do class advancement, you gain another health. If your endurance is your highest physical ability, you count it twice? It's not. It's tied. I must have spelled amateur different time. Yo, it's one of those words. I feel it. I totally understand because I spell it differently all the time too. And then we have dodging. So it's a reaction in combat, which so like what happens is like the monster, the adversary doesn't make an attack roll. You decide how to react to the attack. You can dodge it, you can shield, you can parry. What's the difference between parry and dodge? Like, dodge gives me this test, but what does, and shield gives me a test. What is there a test for parry also? I have a good editor? Yeah. Right? Am I reading that correctly? 6, 28. Use dodge, parry, or shield to avoid the attack. Roll dodge, parry, shield versus. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up. Parry is clearly you roll parry versus the DR of the creature attacking. If you fail, you take the damage. Okay, that makes sense. I get it. So it doesn't really seem. Oh, it doesn't seem like the game master rolls a lot of dice then. Which is interesting. It seems like one of the philosophies is putting the dice rolls on the player. It kind of seems. That's interesting. I like that. Okay, and then we have gain additional amateur skills equal to competence. What's my competence? 3. I get 3 more skills. What should we do? What should we do? Awareness, conversation, combat, seafaring, survival, knowledge, sleight of hand, language. Let's do language. That sounds cool. We'll do amateur. T-E-U-R. One. All right, I got 2 more. Healing, conversation, hunting, harvesting, foraging. Oh, let's do Perry. Come on, we'll do Perry. Emma, T-E-U-R. Hey, big Ghostbusters. I know, right? Yeah, I found a I can't do this anymore. Lo-fi Halloween DMCA free playlist on Spotify. Does the now playing work? It might not. It wouldn't surprise me if it did it. I might have to re-hook it up. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I did parry, dodging. No, dodging was a free one. I did language and parry. Learn the magic, seafaring performance, parry, knowledge, sneaking, shield, wayfinding. Oh yeah, wayfinding for sure, for sure. There we go. Yeah, I'll have to fix that now playing. Ooh, okay. And then I get and then once per session you have to roll with fear. I like that. I would like tell them too, like, hey guys, I want you to find ways that once per session we're gonna roll with fear. Then I would have to include it too. But so we got 3 memories. A childhood, a background, and a class. Okay. Let's roll some dice. Childhood memory, 7. You suffered from a disease as a child that left you a scar. Character info. Skills. Abilities, class features, basics. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I have armor. Screw you, character info. Reignited. History. Childhood memory. It left me a scar. I have +1 to test to resist disease. That's cool. And then background. Cool. Class memories. Light carrier is a D6. Four. Used to be a member of the Enlighteners? Ooh. This is good. Why did I leave? Relationship went bad? Probably. And then we have background memories. What are we? Gwillian? Is that what it was? No, an Elian. Elilon? Elilon? I'm saying it so bad. Two. You once got into an argument about what the best tree is? Yeah, I did. That checks out. You are banned from one tavern in the world? I love it. This is great. I love this. I love stuff like this. Now I need frags, equipment. What I want is a drive and a fear. What drives them forward? I think it would be like... Okay, well, no. Let me see what the Enlighteners are, because that's gonna help me figure out some things too. Commerce, equipment, yada yada. Items and consumables, magic items, hagstones, the towns. There's like little art for the towns too. Like they did such a good job. Like, and they're all set up in like what? It's, you know, a couple page spread. One page like that's just straight info, and then another page that's the map. Great. That's all you need. I'm like, this is really good. I'm gonna borrow this So cool. The towns. And then I like that, like, also is in both languages. Because what language is that? Welsh? I don't know. Factions, here we go. Carrion, the Enlighteners. Wow. Vary from place to place. They aim to heal and offer aid. Okay. What's their mission? Whoa. They just burn people at the stake? Whoa. Work for walkers. An internal civil war is brewing? Okay. I think the drive is to, like, I think the drive is I think the drive is like, how do I put this? The Enlighteners, like, especially from the Enlighteners from that one spot really don't like walkers. Like, see this? So I think this character knows the inevitability of having to go out into the dark, and so still kind of feels that they have to heal and offer aid, but they think that they have to physically go into the dark to do that. The drive. The best way to heal is to go into the dark, so others don't get hurt. And the fear is the burn. Yo. Last of the border towns. The Heartfire. Central bonfire. Just like all these maps and stuff, so cool. And it's very interesting seeing my name all over the place. I'm just kidding, I know it's not. It's similar, because my Craig means Guardian of the Mountain, and Craig, like C-R-A-G, is like a mountain or like a peak or something. Alright, wait, where was I going? I don't want to become a... I think the fear is... Ooh, I got this. Like, just how cool is the art, man? Like, you can be a spider person? Like, this is sick. This is so cool. Oh. It was darkness within, poison, disease. It was poisoned. Right? Did I hit poison or did I suffered it as a disease? I suffered it as a disease. Blood fever, the chittering. What? Whoa, what's a devouring? Oh no. What kind of scare does that get you? Right? I think what kind of scar does that get you? I think we get to like think about it ourselves. I'm leaning towards the chittering, the devouring, because it says your skin begins to crack. So I think I think that's what it was. What's the devouring? Travel. Like, what's cool is you get... So do you do 3 for traveling? You just do 3 encounters? Okay, yep, 3 travel scenes. Okay, I'm gonna steal this for my D&D session this weekend. They already did 1 hopeful encounter, so I'll probably do something like dire and horrifying also. So like that's pretty cool. Travel. Invisible sickness. Wait, invisible sickness. Oh, it's radiation? That's cool. Weather, nightmares, friends and foes, beasts. Okay, what was it? The devouring. Corpse lights. What are they called? Did I go past it already? Body slime? Vengeful dead. Dead-eyed children, oh, they're scary. The night of the red moon. Sirens of the dark. Staglet. The false. A little evil. The fungal. Here we go. These things. These nasty boys. There we go. The ones on the cover, of course. Not the cover, but the image that I used. Claro que sí. But yeah, you become one of these things. Whoa. Alright, yeah, so I hit the chittering when I was a kid and it left a scar. So like my fear is be like my fear is turning into a creature of the dark. Like, I mean, I guess, like, more specifically, like, that chittering one, but anyone, really, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, just some of the art is just sick. The dark. And then, in addition to the drive and the fear, I did memories. Right? Was there another thing to do? Roll for memories, determine driving fear, pick skills, set health, abilities, background. Sick. I think. Oh no, we should check out the rest of the equipment. Come on. What does your name mean? Do you know what your name means? I know that probably sounds like a ridiculous question. Class memories. Weapons. Ranged weapons. Relics. Desk fan. It's so funny. An umbrella, a gun club, office, guillotine, armor. I don't think I have any armor. Like, I think I just have regular clothes. Here we go. Okay. Sorry if you're on. I'm not taking a break. If you're on Twitch, you're getting ads. I'm sorry. You're just gonna see the ads. My bad. My bads. Thank you. Basic clothing? Okay, everyone has some. Backpack. Holds 20 items. And then fire starter. Fire starter! Fire starter! Sorry. What is this? A confessed arsonist running around. Anybody watch oh my god, what's it called? The Venture Brothers? That's good stuff. So I think this is all. Is that all of it? I mean, my armor is 0. Do you start with any money? Well. Do. Only track what is fun and makes sense to you and your players. Yo, there's really good notes and tips in this book. Conflict. Only 3 battles. Wow. Yo, that's wild. Hasn't been much conflict, that's really cool. We may hold back the dark with the bones of this place. Okay. Yeah, I think that's... Fuego. Oh, I need a trinket. Come on, Craig. Where's my D100? I have so many. Oh my god. Why? There we go. Okay, 51. A bird pin with a mockingbird on it. That's cool. So it's like a brooch. No, I don't want it to be bold. It's bold. A bold plan. There we go. Cool. All right. Now, what I want to show you, now that we have this, we need a name. Let's go for Welsh names. Celtic Welsh names. Should we do more? Let's do more traditional names. Oh, whoa. Male. Lewis, Glanmore, Gwilly, Winford, Walter. Gwalter? Gwalter! Gwalter, no, it's Gwalter Rubin. Clearly. Reuben. There we go. Is that how you spell it? R-E-U-B-E-N. Yes. Gwalter Reuben is a light carrier from the Everburn Forest. An Elilan. See, because the thing is, double L's is usually like the yeah sound. Okay, now what I wanted to do was, so one of the cool things, is this supposed to be like our world in the future? After like a nuclear attack or something? Come on. So, what happens is, okay, so let's let's say oh man, where is, no, I can bring it up here also. Skills 77 to 80. Alright, so if we do, I'm gonna do a wayfinding skill, right? Because that's what wayfinding is mental, and then I get another +1. So I can pick presence, insight, or competence. Oh, I can do plus insight. We'll do insight. And what's the, wait, how do you know what's the DR for wayfinding? Travel. Do I have to go to travel? $195. What's the DR for the wayfinding test? Backgrounds. Storyteller. Yep, far future. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's the vibe I'm getting. And then like not having the dark like decided on. I mean, like, you will have, like, something that you think it is. But also, you might not. Society collapsed. Key terms. Tests. Yeah, is there? Oh, is there a sickness, weather, nightmares, beasts, factions, towns? No, do the towns have a DR? No. How do you just decide what it is? So I guess if they're no, should I do? Hmm. So GM sets all DRs so it decide how hard the wayfinding was. So if it was somewhere new or in bad weather, they may increase the DR. Okay, that makes sense. Um, so I'll just set it at 15 because that's a nice easy number. So let's pretend we need a 15. I'm doing a wayfinding check. I'm using my insight and my skill of wayfinding. So I have a +5. Let's roll. 8 plus 5 is a 13. So I would fail at that, which would mean it takes an extra and it takes an additional day. That's cool. Because that's a whole nother set of encounters that you have to go through. So that's nice. Um, let's let's do one of these Hollow Man because that looks scary and sick and nasty. Scary, sick, and nasty. There we go. Right. So the DR is 22. So if I'm going to attack this creature, I'm going to use my fire spear, so it's finesse, which is 2, and then I get a +1, so a +3. Yeah. So I need a 22 to hit, so I need a 19 or a 20 to hit this thing. That's a 3, so that's a fail. That's crazy. A 10. Is that, am I reading that right? A +3? Yeah. +3. And then, but like another creature, maybe say like, a Coraniad, I can't say it. They have a 16. I rolled a 12 +3 is a 15. That misses. 6 misses. Keep rolling low. But so what would happen is if I actually hit it, I would deal damage. I would deal the 1d6 damage, right? And then if this creature was attacking, the walker does dodge, parry, or shield. Oh, you can do a couple of things. You can dodge, parry, or shield to avoid the attack. You can attack back, which means you make an attack, but you automatically take damage. Or you can use a class feature, which makes sense. So we have dodge and parry. Parry, dodge. Let's do. Dang it. Skills are 70. Skills. Dodge. Parry. Bum, bum, bum. I have to bail. It's nearly 1 a.m. Thanks for covering the game. Hey, thank you so much, Will. I really appreciate you just for reaching out and sending the book. This is really cool. I'm so glad that I'm able to show more people this. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you and letting me know, giving me some insider knowledge as how the game is. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Will. Dodge. Okay. Parry is using your weapon? Is that the difference? Is that the only difference of dodge and parry is like using the weapon? Where else would I take a look? Alright. So then I would need a 16 let's do dodge. So we're gonna do 2 plus 1 is a plus 3. 13 plus 3 is 16 is I met the DR, so that means there's a complication. So that means both creatures take damage, run out of ammo or drop their weapon. Walker puts themselves in a dangerous position. Deals damage with their light source is damaged or put in danger. That's cool. Changing the DR, holding your turn. Player note. When you success. Injury. Combat. Combat skills. Injury and death. Fight 1d6. Wait, how do you know? Whoa. How do you know if it's cut or crush? I guess you just know. Oh, so parry lets you attack and not take damage. Got it. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. I get it now. I get it now. Yo, body slime? Yo, these are just nasty. The Vengeful Dead. DR15. Whoa. What's cruel? Where's weapons? Cruel. Weapon always deals 1 damage that ignores armor. Sweet. What's your favorite mythology to add to your campaigns? Let's see, my favorite mythology. I don't know if I have a favorite like mythology, but like I really love introducing so I steal things from like books that I'm reading, my favorite books. So I think like that's what I would say is my favorite stuff to add. Like I really enjoy stealing stuff from Brandon Sanderson and The Wheel of Time for stuff, but like mythology, I guess. I don't does that mean? Like, I guess my favorite mythology is like the gods come from beyond the stars. I think my like entities like humans are aliens, or like the main, like the creatures on the planet are actually aliens, and like the gods or something, or like whatever, like what, something bad happened, and that's what brought the gods or these aliens or like what have you a long time ago, and now have been here for so long that they're essentially from here. Right? You know, like how long, you know, I mean, I guess after like 10,000 years, I think maybe you evolve a little bit. Actually, I don't know. But essentially, like in my world of Akron, it's essentially a like refugee like planet. Like almost every like group of peoples that have landed there are like running from something. I don't want to say this too loud because my roommate is a player in the campaign, but there is a magical forest in my world that is a living spelljammer and a living ship crashed thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And those were some of the first people that populated, and then the living spelljammer decayed, and a magical forest grew up from it. And so a bunch of the places, the cities and stuff, are like mess ups, derivations of terms for a ship. And things like that. And so the forest is actually, even though it's like split by a mesa, is in a shape of this ship, but it's like huge, gigantic, so it looks natural. It's like miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And if you heard that, no you didn't. And then okay, so injuries in the game. So if you go to 0, what happens is you take an injury, and then you have to roll and see. You have to roll to avoid death. You have to roll to avoid the injury, and then you have to like let time go. Right? Yeah. So you have to prevent the death, you can remove the effect, and then you have to like let time. So like if I got, let's say I did a cut. Let's roll a d20. 5. So I got an abrasion, I get -1 to all finesse tests. I can't die, it heals in a day. Right? So I don't need to do the death thing, but I could do the injury effect. So I could spend 10 minutes to try and get rid of the effect. But it does go away in a day. Let's try another one. 7. No. 15, there we go. Traumatic bleed. Exhausted. I could die in 1d6 minutes. I could die in 5 minutes, and then it takes 5 days to heal. So what I would have to do is now I have the death condition, the dying condition. I have to make a healing test versus the DR of the injury. So the DR is a 16, and my healing, I'm +2. With my insight is 4, so +6. And I have to get a 16, right? So I need a 10 or higher on this. And that's a natural 1. What happens with a natural 1? Complications. Okay. It just doesn't happen, yeah. I would have to spend... Yeah, oh wait. Can you only do 1? Preventing death. Disease. So if you fail, it doesn't remove that. You just messed. You're just. I guess somebody else. Okay. Yo, that's wild. So I guess, like, yeah, that like couldn't do anything, so, you know, someone else would have to do it? So that's a 13 plus 3 makes it a 16. Okay, so then that they would stop dying, but they would still be exhausted. And then we can, which means it's -2 to all tests. It heals naturally in 1 day. Or we can remove it, do another healing skill. It's a natural 20, okay, which gets rid of that. But then it would still take 5 days to heal fully. And then you wouldn't have that injury anymore because the different, like, so that means you can't get a traumatic bleed again, but you could get other things. And then, did you see this? If you gain this condition a second time, you pass out, and in 1d20 minutes, you will die. Wild. I wanted to go to, where's the travel? Travel, 195. Boom, 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 boom. 195. So, a harrowing, a horrifying, and a hopeful. Whoa. You come across the footprints of someone and those of something far more horrifying and unhuman. Whoa. Okay. You come across an old eel obelisk, and a large skeleton remains of the eel is found next to it. Crazy. What? Okay. I like this. True. Hopeful. Huh. I really like the idea of these different things. Invisible sickness. Autumn. Winter, spring, summer, the dark. Whoa. Wow. Okay, nightmares. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sleeping in the dark is dangerous and unsettling? Oh, man. Okay. So cool. So, yeah, if Run from the Dark, if this looks like a fun game for you, like, please go check this out on Kickstarter. It's been going up all day. See, it's going up right now. It has got another backer. Did you see that? So like I said, it's fully funded, so you're gonna get it. Look how cool this is, man. It's sick. Yeah, it's a pretty simple game. Man, I really want to. I'm taking these 3 travel encounters to. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Ooh, I should look into Dolmenwood. I heard that has lots of cool travel stuff. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it on this beautiful Saturday. What are you up to today? How you doing? What's going on? So, happy Halloween, happy Day of the Dead, happy, oh no, Diwali. Tomorrow, hey everyone, don't forget, if you're in the United States, tomorrow we time travel. We're changing the time tomorrow. It's the time change thing, the daylight savings dumbness. Don't forget. Again, ooh, let's see who we gonna raid out to. Who we gonna raid out to? Who is on right now? Spunky Taylor is playing Phoenix Wright. Ghostlight, Captain Robert. Rin is doing. What's Rin doing right now? Warframe? Y'all want to see some Warframe? You want to see some Bob Ross? Robert Hartley. Who should we? Y'all want to see some Warframe? Rin is being Rin. Alright, let's go into Rin then. They're always funny. Yep, okay, cool. Yep, we're raiding Rin. Awesome. Hey, thanks everyone for stopping by and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays. It's gonna next week we're gonna finish ranking the D&D subclasses. It's gonna be super fun. We're gonna do that next week, and then on Tuesday I am starting a Cosmere Stormlight RPG. Tuesday night. There'll be more information on Discord and all that fun stuff. So, like I said, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with me today, and let's go say hi to Rin. Okay, let's go. We're gonna go say hi to Rin. It's gonna be a great time. See you there.